Hello and welcome to our Freebie Friday video. Today we're talking about other creative options for preventing foreclosure. The normal options to prevent foreclosure include reinstatement, repayment plan, and deferring the amount owed to the back end of the current loan. So those are the three common things that people usually do. Reinstatement just means that we're putting the loan back to good and resuming our normal monthly mortgage payments. All right, so what are the options that are out there? The two that I can discuss today, that I'd like to discuss today, have to do with getting an outside party to step in, to intervene and kind of help temporarily. But in order to do that, that outside party has to have some confidence or security. And they usually want you to have some equity in the home because that's the only thing they can use to secure their loan that they're about to give you. So the two options out there will be to do a hard money loan with a hard money lender. And those people are usually private individuals or companies that are not requiring you to pass through credit checks and normal conventional methods to be able to give you the loan. Most times they just want to make sure you have some income coming in and you have equity in the home. And then they'll be able to give you a loan for the short term. It could be a year or two, and then you're supposed to pay back that loan, and you're still in your home and you still own the home and nobody knows that anything happened. The second option, of course, is to go through a private lender again, but this time as an investor. They want to hold the deed in their hands. They want to have you transfer the property to them first, and then they'll pay back what you owe, and the loan is reinstated that way. The property is still showing in your name in terms of the loan itself, but the deed is just saying that they would own it if you don't pay back the money. So when you do this kind of transaction, they give you a lease agreement so that even though you've essentially sold the home to the investor temporarily, you're remaining in that home, and then you have a buyback period. You have an option to buy back. So usually, again, within a year or two, you can buy back if you're able to fulfill the agreement, which is to repay back the investor what they invested plus interest. And the interest rate is, of course, a little bit higher or a lot higher than the normal interest rate because of the situation and the risk that they're taking on themselves. So as long as you're able to buy back, you remain in the home and the deed is transferred back to you again. And everything is as if the foreclosure, the pending foreclosure situation never happened in the first place. So be very careful when you're talking to investors or hard money lenders. Do your due diligence as always. And before you sign anything, make sure to consult with a lawyer to make sure you're understanding what you're signing or entering into. The other thing that you want to do when you're working with an investor that's actually paying back the backowed amount and giving you a lease back and a buyback option is to negotiate with them to get a share of the equity, even if you're not able to pay back the loan. So sometimes you can say, hey, I get 50% of the equity no matter what. And then they might be able to agree to that so that you don't lose out entirely in case you're not able to buy it back as you thought you would. So those are my creative options that I know of that tend to work for a majority of the homeowners out there that somehow are not able to come up with the reinstatement money on their own, and they're not able to get any other options to work out for them. And they definitely don't want to sell the property, and they want a chance to be able to keep it. So those are the two options that you want to look at. And if you have questions, always talk to a lawyer first before you sign anything. And I hope this has been helpful to you, and I will talk to you next time. Have a wonderful Friday.